What sort of standards do you use at the moment?
Okay, we use ISO 14001 as a key element in our sustainability strategy. We have a strategy which covers the whole of the concrete industry, and one of the ways that we measure performance is to see what the penetration of the standard is within the organisations. So we're looking for organisations to increasingly implement ISO 14001. It also provides a framework under which organisations can provide the data which we report on an annual basis. So we use that to set targets, we use that so that we can actually develop and show that the concrete industry is achieving the sustainability requirements against the targets we set.
14001 is obviously a relatively new standard. What other standards kind of filter into this? Maybe the ones that have been used for the longest and then the ones more intermediate. How do they sort of fit together with your business?
Well, I guess ISO 14001 has been going for quite a long time, and that provides a framework for industries to be able to bring in other of the 14,000 standards. And certainly within the European work on CEN TC 350, then the requirements for EPDs are in line with the other LCA standards which we use in order to demonstrate the product performance.
Do you think that using the standard can create a sort of a competitive advantage as well?
Well, I certainly think the standard provides a reference point for an organisation's performance, and certainly in something like responsible sourcing, one of the benchmarks that can be set in terms of making sure that your suppliers are looking after their environmental aspects is to determine whether they have an ISO 14001 certificate. So it plays quite an important role in being able to push environmental sustainability up the supply chain.
Okay, so you're obviously from Concrete Centre. Tell us a bit about what you do and how the organisation sort of functions and it's sort of how it works in the market.
The Concrete Centre is part of the Mineral Products Association, which looks after aggregates, concrete, cement, and asphalt. And the Concrete Centre obviously focuses on concrete and provides a technical marketing arm that allows us to talk about concrete to specifiers and architects who are looking to make choices based on the performance of the material. So we provide technical information about the sustainability and performance of concrete as a key building element.
And with the concrete industry, how do you see things moving forward? What are the challenges for the next sort of 10 years or so?
Wow. I think one of the key challenges is going to be to maintain our performance in terms of sustainable development. There are perceptions that concrete has a high energy input in the cement part of the concrete, and we need to make sure that that's recognised. That's recognised as, yes, we do have a high energy input, but if you look over the whole life cycle of the building, then basically there are lots of benefits of concrete in terms of thermal mass. Obviously, where there is, if we're looking forward to elements of climate change, then the ability to design houses which have passive heating and cooling requirements, then that minimises the energy demands into the future. And I think looking at our building stock, we need to make sure that we're building for any future changes in the climate rather than looking at obsolescence when the climate does change, as the climate scientists predict.
And within that moving forward, can you see where there's an area where we could, as British standards, look at setting some areas to help that happen?
Oh, that's a tough question.
I mean, obviously 14,001 is a framework that's working and is obviously adapting to the changes in the market as well and still feeling relevant.
Yeah, I think it's really looking at how all of the standards integrate, and certainly looking at how the Buildings Energy Directive is integrated into a lot of the performance requirements for buildings. So I think that is one of the areas that we can look at.
Thank you very much for spending a bit of time with us today, and enjoy the rest of the show.
That's okay, no problem. Thank you.